Alright, welcome back guys. It's another Deer 30. It is November 8th today, but last weekend I actually had a good shot. I actually got to shoot one and fill my tag for Wisconsin. Wasn't the buck we were after over on the lease that we have over here in central Wisconsin, but Brandon was filming me, and he was like the only buck that we saw like all day, and he came around 4 o'clock. We came in the stand at 1 o'clock, and he was chasing a doe. Unfortunately, I didn't make the greatest shot on him, so we had to call in a deer recovery with a dog, and that was actually pretty cool to see happen. We never actually, I don't think any of us have seen that really been done. So it was really interesting because, I mean, I had a gut shot, and so it was so hard to find blood. Rand and I, that night, we decided to just pull out. We didn't even go looking for blood or anything. We knew the arrow was still in him after he ran off. Well, he didn't even really run off.
Yeah, he only went, so you shot him, like you said, at 4. And I bet you we watched him for over an hour. You know, till it was dark, we pretty much seen him that whole time, and he maybe went 150 yards. You know, he just real slowly just walked 10 yards, stop for 10 minutes, 10 yards, stop, 10 yards, stop, 10 yards, stop.
Yeah, you could tell he was really hurting, but, you know, he was walking fine. I mean, he could travel a long distance, so we knew we would pull out of there. Dylan got a hold of a guy from Wisconsin, not really close around here, but he ended up coming here around 1.
Yeah, around 1 o'clock.
Around 1 we came and met him. We tracked the buck. Had some difficulties because the buck ended up going down into this creek, and the dog didn't actually like the water, obviously. I mean, it's hard to get the scent from the water. So we lost him for a little bit, and we started tracking, and all of a sudden the dog ended up getting back on the trail, and then right when he found blood in the CRP. It's a big CRP strip that's on the lease, and once he found blood there, I mean, I felt pretty confident. I mean, I figured he was going to be done in the CRP. So we ended up following the dog. The dog found another bed, and then from there he found more blood, and then another bed probably like 20 yards off of the first bed with my arrow laying in it. So we think he ended up pulling the arrow out of him in that second bed. Not even like 50 yards after that, we recovered the buck. So it was rewarding to get the buck after a bad shot. You know, bad shots happen, I understand that, but it's definitely still in my head. Got to keep practicing, but.
And I think a big thing on that hunt was too, that I seen being the camera guy, was like, you know, he came running and it happened all so quick. I mean, you know, within 30 seconds, we probably had the arrow launched. So with it happening so quick, you know, might have rushed the shot a little bit, but he also on the video, like, he truly never, you know, Hunter tried to get him to stop, but he like truly never did stop. He was still kind of just walking. So like, I'm sure that all factored into it too, being a farther back shot, that he was walking as you were pulling the trigger. But you know, hindsight's always 20/20. It's easier to look back and say that kind of stuff now, but yeah, that was kind of my takeaway from the hunt, is always like, make sure that he's always, you know, stopped before you pull that trigger.
Lessons learned, but we're moving forward now. Dylan's got a nice buck he's after.
Yeah, I'm after a buck that we are calling Louie. We hadn't gotten pictures of him all early season. Our first pictures of him were last Tuesday, and he's been hitting this scrape back by our oak woods pretty consistently. He went daylight Thursday night last week when I wasn't able to hunt. Me and JP hunted Friday, and he came into the plot, and I thought he was going to come right to us, but he ended up picking up a trail on a hot doe and ended up working out of the plot. Saturday morning, JP and I saw him running through the marsh. So then me and Hunter went in Monday morning after him, and we brought a decoy along. Louie came in like 20 minutes before light, postured up to the buck. I stood there probably for like, I think it was like 7-8 minutes, and just scraping the ground, getting all worked up over this decoy. But he ended up working away. And they ended up coming in daylight again on Wednesday morning when I couldn't hunt again, like 7 o'clock in the morning. And the last sighting of him was when me and Rand hunted on Thursday. We saw him out in the marsh all day with a doe, but we couldn't get him to come in. So he's definitely been a little bit of a frustrating deer, but that's kind of what makes it fun. So we'll see. The warmer temps here haven't been great for that kind of cause to get him moving more, but we're hoping maybe tonight or next week will be better for chasing that buck. But then Rand's also been hunting pretty hard on the lease too, so
yeah, all weekend I guess we've been. That's where I've been spent most of my time was over there. Hasn't really been the greatest. It's been pretty warm, so I think that's a huge factor into it. Friday morning we seen like 2 decent bucks, but just a quick glimpse here and a quick glimpse there, just chasing does and stuff. But yeah, and then other than that, it's been real slow actually. Besides that first hunt,
but we've pulled trail cameras. We pulled chips a couple times already, and I mean, there's still nice bucks in the area. And actually, last night we went spotting. We saw a nice one that we filmed in Velvet. We saw him right by the land, so there's definitely bucks around the lease. It's just a matter of trying to find them.
I just think overall this weather sucks.
Yeah.
Especially for the rut. Like the activity compared to normal years is way slower. I mean, we're not seeing the deer moving midday.
And our Friday night, we had all the deer came within the last like 10 minutes of light. You know, we had does and spikes come through, and then of course it gets it's pretty pitch black out, and you can hear a buck coming through, and you can just hear him grunting behind a doe. And the same thing happened to us Saturday night. Pretty much right at that last light, all deer movement picked up, and then same thing, got blackout, and you could hear another buck going through, just grunting. Both times they're probably within, I would say 50, 60 yards of us, but we couldn't see what they even were. But like they said, that weather is the huge factor, I think. But they're there, it's just a matter of getting to them.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll be back out hunting. We're going out tonight, and then next weekend we're pretty busy this week, so the temps are supposed to drop, so it should be a better weekend. But if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the page, and yeah, leave a comment how your rut's going and how the weather's affecting it wherever you are. But yeah, I think that's all we got.
Eastside Boyz out.
Randy.